spray graffiti, but not here in our very own Photoshop canvas.
Hey there everyone, welcome back to yet another design video from Dexplorion. It's me Didi again, and for those who don't know me, I am a Photoshop enthusiast and graphic designer, and here on this channel I share my design process in Photoshop, and along the way we discuss various tools, techniques and tips and tricks which can improve your workflow and level up your graphic design game. As you have already seen, today we are going to create the spray graffiti text style, and this effect is all about turning a simple text into an expressive street style artwork. Graffiti was born where rules were broken, and today so are we. In this tutorial, I will show you how to turn a simple typography into a raw street style spray graffiti. No real worlds endangered, just pure Photoshop magic. Use case scenarios can be many. You can use them in posters like I am doing, various social media posts, creating thumbnails, magazine covers, album arts, and many more. So let's begin. We're gonna place our image onto the canvas and resize and position it as we want. And the first thing we have to do is isolate the subject from the image, and for the selection process I'm using the object selection tool. Draw a selection like this and Photoshop's intelligence will identify the object and make the selection, and it has done a pretty good job. Now we have to refine the selection, especially here in the wheels part, and we have to do that manually. You can either do it with the help of the quick selection tool, or you can go to the select and mask workspace and remove those parts with the brush tool here. You just have to hold the Alt or Option key and paint over those areas, and it will be removed from the selection. This is the most time-taking task of today's project, and so I'm going to skip the process and jump right to the end, where I have already finished making the selection and made it a separate layer, and I have also linked them together so that they stick to each other and we can resize them at once if needed. Since this layer contains our subject, I'm going to rename it, and this will be our background, and we're gonna work on that now. Keeping the layer selected, we go to filter here and apply the Gaussian blur filter. Just a little bit of blur. Then we again go to the filter, and this time we're gonna add some noise. This is too much. We will bring that down. A small amount of noise will be good. Make sure the distribution is set to Gaussian and the monochromatic is checked on, and we'll hit OK to confirm. We have to highlight our subject in the composition, and one way of doing it can be by lowering the exposure of the background, which is too bright here. To make that happen, I'm going to first add a levels adjustment layer over the background layer and adjust the sliders here to make the shadows and midtones a bit darker. Then we're gonna add the exposure adjustment layer and adjust it a little. Okay, now I want to change the feel of the background, and we can achieve that by changing the color. And how can we do that? Yes, you are thinking in the right direction, it's color grading. But if you are thinking it's a complex process, you need to change the way you think, because I'm going to show you a quick and easy way of doing that. To do that, we're gonna add a gradient adjustment layer. Click here and choose a gradient from here. I'll be using something from the blue. Maybe this one. Hit OK. We don't need to change anything here. But this is not what we wanted, right? We wanted just the color of the gradient, not the gradient itself. So what we'll do is we will change the blend mode of the gradient layer to color, and now we are getting there. If the color is a little too much for you, we can lower the opacity of the gradient layer and we can bring back some of the original colors. This is looking great. This was before and this is after. Let's work on our subject a little. I'll add a levels adjustment layer on top of our subject and adjust the sliders. But this is also affecting our background. We don't want that to happen, and to restrict it only to our subject, we have to clip the levels to the subject layer, and we can do that by holding the Alt or Option key and clicking in between the layers like this, and now we can adjust the sliders as we want. I'm done, and now we're gonna add a motion effect to our subject. Let's lower the exposure a little more. Okay, now to create the motion effect, we have to make few copies of our subject layer, and to do that, you know what to do. Press Ctrl or Command J. We'll drag the copied layer at the top. Again, clip the levels layer, and then convert the copied subject layer into a smart object. We're gonna need 3 more copies of it. Turn off the visibility of these layers for the time being. Select the subject copy layer. Go to filter, then blur, and this time click on motion blur. I've aligned the angle of the blur according to the subject's body, and we're gonna start with the higher distance value. Turn on the visibility of the next subject copy layer, and we're gonna apply the same motion blur to it as well. And to do that, we will hold the Alt or Option key and just click and drag this smart filter here and drop it here, and it will be automatically applied. Double click to open the motion blur, and now reduce the distance value little more so that the blur appears gradual. We have to do the same with the other two subject layers as well and go on reducing the blur value. It's done, and now we're gonna select all these blur subject layers and press Ctrl or Command G to group them together, rename the group as motion blur and place it below the original subject layer. Then we're gonna add a layer mask to the motion blur group. Then take the brush tool, select the soft round brush, make the brush smaller by pressing the left square bracket key. Make sure the foreground color is black, set the flow to 50% and paint over the upper areas of the subject to mask out the blur from there. Done. And now we're gonna adjust the opacity of the motion blur a little to give it some transparency. We are finished here, and now we're gonna create the spray graffiti text effect, but before that I want you to spray some love over me in the form of likes. Some motivations, you know. And if you happen to find the video helpful and interesting and want to watch more of such videos, then subscribe the channel and do not forget to press the bell icon because that will ensure you get notified of all the future videos. Coming back, we're gonna click on the text tool here and click anywhere on the canvas to add the text. Type in whatever you want. I'll be adding just one alphabet here because I want all the letters on the separate layers. Make it bigger. For this, I'll be using a font called Turu Brush. It's free and available on fonttest.com. And by the way, I'll be providing the links of all the resources I'm using today in the description in case you want to use them in any of your projects. This font style kind of gives the feel of a brush, and this will enhance the effect even more. Make it even bigger and rotate it slightly towards right. I need 2 more letters, and for that I am again going to hold the Alt or Option key and click and drag the letters like this to make a copy of it, and then double click to edit it. One more time. I'll be taking some time in resizing and positioning the letters. I want the letter D to be behind our subject, so we'll drag the layer and place it below the subject layer. To create the effect, we first have to convert the text layer into a smart object because we have to apply some filters to it. Then we're gonna change its blend mode to dissolve. Now we go to filter, then filter gallery and click on fill blur. We'll be taken to a different workspace, and this is the anchor which will control the place and amount of blur we want to add. We can add another anchor here and bring down the blur. And likewise, we can add as many anchors as we want. When you are done, hit OK and give it some time to get applied. Pretty cool, isn't it? And lastly, we'll again add some noise to enhance the effect. Now I want it in a different color, and to do that we will double click here to go to the layer styles and first apply a color overlay, and you can change the color from here. I want it to blend a little more, and for that we will again go to the layer styles and work with the blend if sliders here. We want our layer to blend with the layer under it, so we'll hold the dark slider of the underlying layer and slowly slide it towards right. The blending is too harsh here. To make it smooth, we will place the anchor at the point where it completely disappears and then hold the Alt or Option key and click on the anchor to split it into 2 and grab the left part and take it to the extreme left, and now the blending is smooth. You can of course adjust the right half depending on the look you want, and when you are done, hit OK to confirm. And now we're gonna repeat the same process with the other 2 letters. I'm done with the spray effect, and we'll be adding some more text to finish it off.
Beyond the horizon, we
The font I am using here is Text Sans Notch. And this completes our poster for today. If this tutorial sparked ideas, pushed your imagination, and simply made you see Photoshop in a new way, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't just follow the tutorial, take the effect, remix it, evolve it, and make it yours. Because every artist has a signature, and your next design can be the one that defines your style. Thanks for watching, stay creative, stay curious, and I will catch you in the next one.